The banjo race is about to begin. The last round for Emoarbiter and bcaudell. And off they go. Emo a little bit ahead. There we go. I think they're both synced up now. Sorta. There we go. Okay. So both runners nailing their Klungo cutscene skips and are on their way to Klungo 1. Passing right by Klungo and then still seeing him in the digger tunnel. Alright, so we'll see what happens. Ooh, Emo's starting with a red potion and Caudell starting with a blue potion. Not the greatest. You don't want to see blue potion in Klungo 1 because obviously you have to kind of get close up to him if you want a safe shot. He could be going for the fast lucky shot, but of course if you hit the wrong clone then you're in for a bit of a time loss there. Emo, all he has to do is stand by the door and he's good. Alright, Caudell pecking at Klungo. And they're both going to be finishing their fights right around the same time. bcaudell finishing his fight slightly faster than Emo because of the faster potion luck. However, Emo's directly next to the door. He's going to be getting a little bit of a push. Meanwhile, Caudell has to walk all the way to the loading zone. So Emo's going to be leaving a couple seconds ahead. And now he's on his way to go do red house jump. Will he get it first try? We will see. Sporting the T jump. Emo gets his jump first try up to the treble clef. Caudell also gets it first try. Just like we want to see. So I can't see Emo's PB here on his splits, for he has them hidden. So I can't remember how fast bcaudell has to go. However, Caudell with a 45.09. So if Emo has a 44 at all, I think he has a 43 actually. I actually can't remember. I don't know, okay? I don't know. I just don't know, you guys. Let's have a look-see while we're waiting for the runners to start up or finish their cutscenes. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? I don't like uh-oh. Thought stream dropped? Oh, no, it's probably just me opening up the web pages. Streaming off of a laptop. It's the life. Emo with an instant jump when he gets to the wall and misses his beak bust, but gets it second try. Caudell, on the other hand, misses his beak bust as well. He went for a really fast backup, but missed it again. Gets it on the third try. So both runners having, really good red house jumps, but having trouble with the plateau early. Emo having a hard time getting into GGM, and bcaudell's caught up now. If he has a fast GGM early, he could be ahead here. Emo makes it through, and bcaudell makes it through just a second later. These two runners are basically tied right now. Just need to perfectly sync up their timer. There we go. Oh, there we go. I need to... Yeah, Emo had a little bit of a thick angle. I would have gone for a thinner one, but I mean, if you're used to it, you're used to it. So now they're both doing the running phase. Both of them collecting their notes. bcaudell getting stuck on the cliff a little bit. bcaudell with slightly slower hops on the boulders. Definitely not as polished as we've seen from Emo. Emo's going to be finishing with an 11. Very good running shoes section. Meanwhile, bcaudell gets a 6. Emo going down instead of up. No worries about falling off the pool. Meanwhile, bcaudell goes out, but he makes it. A little bit of a flutter, an emergency flutter, reacting to the fall. But makes it up just as fast. Emo's capture is a whole lot darker than bcaudell's here, so we're not going to see anything that Emo's doing in Power Hut Basement. Emo with the fast death warp off the Yeehaw. Caudell has 2 HP here, so he's going to be going for the good old-fashioned recoil into the Jiggy. bcaudell with a really close camera here, causing his camera to flip around doing the jump. Kind of eats a lot of lag in the process there. It's one of the good things about having a zoomed out camera is that it doesn't kind of flip around. Like, if you're running towards the camera, sometimes it just kind of won't know where to face. Emo's going to be hopping his way into Fuel Depot. Taking a hit off the front of the Yeehaw. Kind of getting knocked in the wrong direction. bcaudell jumping on the left side. He's gonna be jumping way too high, so doesn't even get like a hit at all. He kind of has to jump into him and make it work, which is really hard because the detonator has really funky movement. Like, it's kind of hard to jump exactly where you want to go. That and the hitbox is really small, so jumping right on top of the head can be a little more challenging than if he's up, because you can't like jump on him when he's short. If he's tall, it doesn't matter where you jump, you'll nail him. Alright, bcaudell finishing his section in Fuel Depot, and now Emo is going to be moving on to Detonator Levitation. Gets it first try, a nice entry into the water, and a Bex jump off the Jiggy. That was a very clean Detonator section. bcaudell jumping into the water a little early, holding up, so he's going to take a little bit to rise out, but he gets a really fast Detonator Levitation, and he also does a Bex jump off the Jiggy as well. So, aside from bcaudell's setup at the wall, both of them very clean Detonator sections. Made it over the water and everything. No one took an early dip. Emo missing his jump. bcaudell just leaving Wumba's wigwam. He's right behind. As Emo approaches. Wow, bcaudell missed his jump as well. Both of them missed the jump from the rail track to the first little plateau there. Now bcaudell talks to Jamjars without getting in Talon Trot, but that hardly loses that much time. I think Emo wasn't expecting to grab the note when he jumped down like that. Slid in the wrong direction from the boulder. I think that was an emergency kind of thing. Meanwhile, bcaudell grabs the warp pad on the way to the note, so he's prepping for any potential mishaps in Power Hut Basement, which has happened to some runners in this tournament. Maybe even these two. I can't remember how all of the races have gone up to this point. Emo with a very fast grab up to the ladder. Meanwhile, bcaudell gets the slide down bill drill, which is always interesting to see. bcaudell using bill drill, getting the timing down to getting the timing to re-grab with a beak bust. Now Emo's going to be doing his jump across the boards as he usually does. Now let's see bcaudell's lamp jumps. Very clean jumps across. Now it's funny, doing jumps across the boards and jump from lamp to the other side, they're basically the same speed. Doing one is not faster than the other. I think jumping on the lamps is much safer, but alright, bcaudell makes it out of fire eggs without a bonk. Emo's entering Pine Grove now, so he's going to make it to his last Jamjar silo for a little bit. bcaudell's shooting a little bit to the left, but he knew that. This shot should work 100%. bcaudell really enjoys playing Tooie with the camera zoomed in all the way. I feel like it makes it kind of hard to see a lot of little things, and it makes it kind of hard to move your camera too. You can only go so far with each zoom level, I guess. Yeah, your cameraman, quotation mark, kind of gets pushed around by objects. bcaudell going up to the disciple, but standing too close. Gotta face him. Alright, let's have a look at Emo's puzzle. Emo has a pretty decent puzzle split up here. Sucks having the two bottom pieces where they're at, but I think other than that, his puzzle is pretty good. 91 comes out of that. Alright, now bcaudell. bcaudell having a much better puzzle split up though. Ooh, I'm missing a piece by accident, but he's recovering just fast. bcaudell getting a 90 is on this puzzle. 1 second slower than Emo's puzzle, but I feel with bcaudell his mistakes didn't so much come from where his pieces were at, but more from the fact that Emo was just... or he was having trouble picking up the pieces. Either way, Emo on his way now to Mayhem Temple to start his Jade Snake Grove early. I believe Emo uses the third person setup for JSG early. Ooh, and he bonks. Going for the backup. That worked just perfectly. bcaudell on his way now. Bill drilling the boulder, and he's going to be doing a first person Jade Snake Grove early, I believe. As most do. That was a really fast Jade Snake Grove early as well. Emo taking the first bonk for the team. Nothing from bcaudell yet. So Caudell is still tailing in the behind, or tailing behind. Sorry, he's gonna have to pull into the turbo mode in order to catch up to Emo. However, we still got a lot of Mayhem Temple stuff coming up, and we'll see if Emo can pull it off just as well. If he makes mistakes, it'll be bcaudell's chance to capitalize on that, but if Emo keeps playing the way he's been playing, then I think he'll be just fine. But it's not over until we see how their pillars go. Emo getting the musicless death warp there. Still heard the sound of the eggs going when he died. Alright, good beak bombs from Emo. Ooh, missed one of the notes. Now we'll see how bcaudell's beak bombs go. Picks up the Jinjo, uses a couple extra feathers to fly, but he's got some to spare. Ooh, but he misses the Jiggy. And he landed on the... tries to get up, but he can't. Memes. Alright, Emo shooting the door, so he doesn't have to worry about dropping down and avoiding the sput. We'll see how flies go here for Emo. As bcaudell opens up his egg aim. Beautiful looking flies for Emo. Wow, those were great flies. 4 eggs, 4 flies is exactly what you want to see, especially when they're that close. Ooh. I can't tell if Emo meant to do that or not, if the flap out of Talon Trot was a panic thing. Ooh, I was gonna say Caudell with the nice looking flies too, but missing that one fly caused the other ones to kind of get out of position. If he wouldn't have missed that one fly on the right side, those would have been really, really good flies. Unfortunately for him though, Emo just got a first try code going into prison compound, so that's I mean, what more could you ask for in a race? Emo grabbing the Jiggy. Meanwhile, bcaudell, oh no. Third try code. He is really getting the worst luck imaginable here. No bonks yet, but he had the worst starting Klungo and now third try code. At least both runners got pretty decent flies this run, so it's hard to be mad at that. Emo with a good camera setup for his first pillar jump. That looked a little early, and it was. That flutter was a little early, I mean. Ooh, that looked a little to the right, but he makes it back. Accounted for it just fine, and... Ooh! His last pillar jump was a little short. bcaudell now on his way to pillars. He's gaining momentum here. Will he be able to get pillars first try and kind of even up the gap a little bit? That looks good to me. Yep, got it. Alright, now it's up to bcaudell to get his pillar jumps here, and he'll only be behind by a few seconds. One more to go. Ooh, and bcaudell gets it. He's now only like maybe like 10 seconds behind. Yeah, that was a very large catch up for bcaudell. I mean, he's still got a long way to go. 10 seconds is hard to catch someone, but with small movement errors here and there, puzzles, and then I mean anything can happen on the swim as well. It's hard to predict. That was the last thing I saw. bcaudell was practicing before his run started. The swim past the octopus. So I think he's got that one down pat. Alright. bcaudell leaving MT as Emo enters Jiggy Wiggy's temple again. Very close. Now let's break apart their puzzles here. So Emo's Jiggy Wiggy puzzle is pretty terrible split up. But the pieces are kind of next to where they need to go, so not super terrible. Emo's going to probably pull an 87 out of this. Meanwhile, bcaudell's puzzle split looks pretty okay. It looked like he wasn't sure if he wanted to go for the top ones or bottom, but he pulled out an 87 as well on his puzzle pieces. It's funny seeing the runners like spaced just this far apart, because it lets me completely break apart their puzzles. One of them finishes just as the other one's starting. Alright, Emo starting his Witchy World puzzle. Pretty decent start to his Witchy World puzzle. He got a little bit out of luck with his I was gonna say top corner piece, but the top corner piece didn't split up. It was the ones around it. So Emo with a fairly good puzzle. Oh no, he doesn't know where the corner goes. Emo, there's only 4 corners in the puzzle. Meanwhile, bcaudell having a little bit of a hard time picking up some of his pieces again. But he pulls off an 84. So the puzzles are looking almost the same for both of them here. One puzzle to go though. Alright, let's have a look at how Emo's puzzle split up looks. Fairly decent. All the top pieces stayed on the top. Well, some of them. Actually, none of them did. Oh no, Emo can't put in the piece. I didn't see Caudell's puzzle split up, but looking at the pieces around the side, it looks like they're all in pretty decent places. With the exception of the bottom corner piece on the right-hand side, but I'm sure he'll find time to go back for that sometime. Emo finishes with a 79, and bcaudell is going to finish with a high 81. So, I feel between all three of the puzzles there, bcaudell saved a couple seconds on Emo out of the puzzles. Yeah, bcaudell was 11 seconds behind after pillars, but now after the puzzles he's only 7. Emo splitting it in 26:03 and Caudell splitting it at 26:10, so... However, bcaudell splitting or resetting a little bit late on his cutscene, watching the JRL appear, doing the safe thing, it's going to cost him a little bit of time there. So, all in all, not a whole lot was saved on the puzzles, but we'll see what happens come JRL. It's all up to bcaudell's movement, I think. Because right now, from here on out, for the rest of the run, there isn't really a whole lot of tricks left. He's been nailing all the hard stuff this run, like he said earlier, but his movement hasn't been as good as Emo's. Movement, camera, stuff, it's all been going Emo's way, so... Emo just barely dodging the Fruity's coin. I thought he was going to get hit there for a sec, but he made it out. bcaudell dodging the coin. There goes the other coin. I love seeing that other coin fly by people. It's always really heartbreaking when you like jump to the left to turn around the tent and it hits you. It's like, man, what a sniper. What a god gamer. Alright, how fast they aim to hit this button is going to be important here. Ooh, Emo missing the note, but quick recovery. Emo had a pretty fast line up to the button. That'll hit 100%. bcaudell eating a little bit of lag with the button, and that should be good, that first grenade. I think he thought it was a little bit high shooting the second grenade, but it worked out just fine. Both players are on the reset now. Emo getting a good beak bust onto the signpost. Almost missing the jump. Saw that he wasn't quite gonna make it, so he drifted left. bcaudell doing the same thing. Drifted slightly less to the left though. Ooh, I thought Emo was gonna get stuck on the door for a second there. If that would have happened, he would have got meme signed. 100%. bcaudell making it around the sign as well. bcaudell with the Banana Nana Batman camera lock strat. Emo kind of stops moving after, like, it almost looked like he let go of his joystick when he jumped in the water. Just kind of just floated there. Alright, now Emo's at the octopus. Let's see what happens. Hopefully none of these players will get bit by the eels, but you never know. bcaudell was practicing this right before the race. Surely he will not mess it up. Ooh, swims a little too low. Yeah, he's gonna have to fuel up in Seaweed Sanctum. Being already 11 seconds behind, having to go into the into Seaweed Sanctum, he's probably gonna have to hope Emo messes up something in Hag 1. Emo surfacing out of the way of the eels. He's fine. bcaudell's loaded up on air. Surely can never die to the eels now. Yeah, I mean his initial swim like into the octopus looked fine, like he was swimming at a good enough angle, but then he like started turning to the right. He started turning to the right when he was like going into the octopus, and he was like a little too low, and he just swam right into the right tentacle. You can't be turning right. You gotta stay going around. And to top it all off, he gets a bonk. I guess it's only fair that he gets a bonk. Emo got a bonk earlier, but it just feels bad to get a bonk when you're behind. Emo finishing his run with 0 red feathers left. Right, now we're gonna see what kind of potion that he can get. A blue potion and green potion are still on the table for Emo, so either one is fine for him, I'm sure. And a green potion, so he's got the fastest Klungo too. Alright, bcaudell entering his Klungo 2 fight now. Emo just getting eaten alive by these beakers. Alright, we'll see what we can expect here. Caudell could still get a green potion, just like Emo, because he started with blues, but we could also see red, which is the slowest potion, and having a blue potion first and then a red potion second in a race is always really terrible, and it is, oh my goodness. Like I was saying earlier, just the luck for bcaudell has not been great this run. Had the worst potions, the worst Klungos, you know, 3rd try prison code. 1 bonk, but it's only 1. Alright, Emo is done with his clockworks. No more bonks for him. bcaudell started running in the right direction, but oh no, Emo's controller playing games with him. I'm not sure what happened there, but apparently he's got some dirt in his controller. bcaudell with a third bonk! Oh my god! Wow, that's incredible. 2 bonks right back to back. The game's just like, alright, third try prison code. Here you go, here you go. Alright, you know what? We're gonna throw a bonk on that. You know what would be really funny? Let's give you a really slow Klungo too. Oh, by the way, here's another bonk. It's definitely not something you want to go through in a race. At this point, bcaudell's only hope has to be some missed phases from Emo. Somebody passed the manual for this thing. Hashtag open the manual. Alright, at this point, Emo can play it the safest he can. All he has to do is not die, and the race is pretty in the bag for him. bcaudell, on the other hand, has to cross his fingers and pray. Cross your pickles. You know who wouldn't cross their pickles? Mad Taz. Alright, Emo starting off. First phase of Grunty. Let's see how his aiming goes. The traditional starting off way too close to Grunty, but making it work just as well anyway. It wouldn't be an Emo run without it. Man, I have no idea how Emo does that. bcaudell collecting a bunch of egg nests on his Grunny fight. bcaudell, I would argue, is way too far away from Grunny here. He's gonna have to try real hard to aim well. But bcaudell is only using fire eggs. He's not quick shotting, so how fast he aims isn't super important. Meanwhile, Emo hasn't missed a cycle yet, and he's firing the correct amount of eggs too, so we're not getting any extra explosion lag. Emo a little bit too close. Going ham, and he fires a clockwork, but Grunny hits him, so it blows up and he doesn't get the cutscene. That's what happens when you're too close. If you hit the rim of Hag 1, it's really hard to kind of focus and try and aim when you're also trying to shoot grenades, because once they start blowing up, it gets really laggy. You got explosions just happening everywhere. And then on top of that, Emo ran out of grenade eggs too, so he'll have to collect a few here. However, he's still got a nice comfortable lead on bcaudell. bcaudell is just finishing his second mortar phase, meanwhile Emo is almost at the end of his second battery phase. Taking a damage off the lasers. bcaudell just starting his first battery phase as Emo is already blowing it up, and wow, that was a delayed battery explosion. It took that explosion a little bit to expand wide enough to blow up the battery, and that in that little tiny bit of time where it was thinking about blowing it up, I panicked. Emo's been taking a lot of damage this fight. Oh my god, Emo's at 1 health! Emo needs to go grab some extra honeycombs. It's making it a little too exciting for all of us. But he's almost at full health now, and he's got to leave Talontrot. There we go. Okay, Emo's back at 4 health. I think he'll be just fine. I think Emo thought his egg menu was about to disappear, so he only shot fire eggs there. Either that or else he tried to switch and it just didn't work. Alright, Emo has successfully blown up the second battery. He's now on his fight to the death. Meanwhile, bcaudell still has a little bit of a ways to go. There he goes. Go get him, doofus. Ooh. Emo taking damage off the bolt, it looks like, or the spell, but would have taken damage off the Ugger if he didn't, because the Ugger was just smacked him from the other side anyway, but you can't take 2 bits of damage that fast, so. Looked like bcaudell got lost in the battery chamber there for a second. He started walking in the opposite direction of the battery. Emo's got 1 shot left to make. 45:04 and a half Hag 1 fight. Congratulations to Emo. He's the winner of his last round of the tournament. Meanwhile, let us switch to bcaudell as he finishes up his Hag 1 fight. He's at 30 health left. Ooh, it takes 1 damage, but he's got tons of health. Oh no, it takes another damage. He's got the Ugger right behind him, but I think he de-aggroed. Maybe. Ooh, he was right on the edge, too. Either way, so far so good for bcaudell in this fight. Unless he starts taking more damage. I mean, if you take 2 damage per phase from here to the end, you're dead. So, however, the Uggers are nowhere to be seen. Grunny has 1 health left. He's lining up his shot. And bcaudell finishes with a 46.03. Congratulations to both runners for finishing, and to Emo, first and foremost, for winning.